Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to $3 Theater. My name is Matt Jarbo, and yesterday, I will fully admit, I missed this. I missed this on Twitter yesterday. Apparently, ALITA was trending. People were coming out in full force to demand that Disney make a sequel. And here's something. I am part of what you would call the hashtag ALITA army. This is a movie that's been out now for almost a year, and it is one of the better films of 2019. They got no recognition by the awards season. It wasn't a single long shot of ALITA running through the city fighting bad guys while trying to determine her origin. Of course not. It wasn't a deep look into the mental health of an android who is learning to become a human. Of course not. We don't get any of those things. But what we got was a good story with a great lead character in a very interesting, well-established, well-developed world, and fans wanted more. And I think that ever since the movie's come out on home video, I want to say it's probably done okay. It's probably built up a little bit of a fan base. I'm surprised this isn't on streaming yet, right? This is a Fox property, which means it's now Disney, which means it's why isn't it out there on Hulu? Doesn't need to be on Disney Plus. It could be, but it should be on Hulu at least. But no, ALITA, you're not out there yet. Missing Link is, however, and that came out in April. That's already on Hulu, but not ALITA. Anyway, so it says here, it's been almost a year since Robert Rodriguez's sci-fi action epic ALITA Battle Angel debuted in theaters, and though the movie underperformed financially, I don't know if I want to say underperformed financially. It crossed the $400 million worldwide mark. Okay, so let's be a little bit more on the kind and pleasing side to the legacy of this film. It may not have been like, oh my God, gangbusters like Endgame or whatnot, but the movie didn't do that bad. It didn't do that bad. It had a good, solid opening weekend here in the States, and there was a big vocal fan base of people who really like it. But no, of course not. Let's treat it like it underperformed. I mean, maybe they're trying to just create the underdog, the underdog idea here. Everyone out there wants to support an underdog, and that could be it, potentially. I don't know. But anyway, this has not stopped fans from crying out for ALITA Battle Angel 2. And the movement moved to social media last year, with the ALITA sequel continuing to trend in 2020. And fans are now offering the reasons for why the movie deserves a sequel. But will Disney listen? Saying here, after such great loss, sadness, and anger combined to forge a heart of steel and antimatter. Look at that face. Look in those eyes. ALITA is about to cause carnage. We want said carnage. Hollywood, bring on ALITA sequel. After ALITA sequel, you will make tons of money. Maybe. I'll be realistic, all right? I loved ALITA. It's a great film. But I don't know if I can sit there and say beyond a shadow of a doubt that it would make a lot of money in theaters. Now, on streaming, it's a different story. On streaming, I think it would do quite well. You lower the budget a little bit, right? You play around with it a little bit. But it could build up an audience from there. And I think that's pretty much what they wanted. Now, among the various different posts to the sequel of ALITA Battle Angel, there are some good cases for why another trip to the cyberpunk world is not only necessary, but earned, which of course includes the first movie's tease ending, saying, in the Champions League, where she has a chance at becoming the final champion and going to Salem. ALITA, 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 let's hear it for the Battle Angel herself, number 99, ALITA. I mean, people are getting a little bit crazy there. Fans have also called into attention the deeper themes of the first movie, that it needed more time to breathe, and the sequel that director Robert Rodriguez no doubt hoped he'd get. Saying here, there's some exploring of transhumanism, mortality, and humanity left to do. Hashtag ALITA sequel. Their reasoning calls upon the sheer amount of plot and backstory in the source material, giving the studio ample material to work with, should they ever greenlight a second outing. Now, if I recall, Cameron plotted out 3 films. From what I heard is he scripted it. That's what I've read, is that he scripted it. But he's had the rights to this since the 90s. So, I would assume that the scripts are already pretty much done. So I think that's kind of the whole point. So they already know where they want to take it. There's a lot more there. Anyway, so this goes on and on and on and on. Surprised they didn't just take the actual screenshots from Twitter. They actually just copied the tweets. I don't quite know why this happened. But at the same time, fans are very much It just says here, for the time being, we're just going to sit back and enjoy the first movie, but who knows what the future might bring, and this comes to us and all that shit. So, I mean, look, Alita Battle Angel is a good film. It's a really good film. Is it better than Captain Marvel? Oh, 100%. The two aren't even in really the same league, to be honest with you. And I know a lot of people out there in the comment section might be like, oh, but Matt, you always talk about Captain Marvel. Look, the thing is, Captain Marvel made $1 billion. And it's nowhere near as good of a movie, with nowhere near as good as a lead character, as Alita Battle Angel. And that's not a disputable fact. That is not a disputable fact. You cannot argue that point, because at no point in time in Captain Marvel was Carol Danvers in any legitimate danger. At no point in time in that movie did her journey really move the needle forward until she found out, oh, I can't actually be hurt, and I'm basically just going to go Super Saiyan because I'm, freaking Marvel's version of Superman. Whereas Alita was vulnerable, and she had compassion and humanity and emotion, and she talked about, the loyalty aspect of what to Dr. Ito, I believe that's his name. How she wanted to fight, and she wanted to become a champion, how she wanted to be more. She struggled to be more and to understand herself and her abilities and where she came from and what it means. None of that was in Captain Marvel. Not really, at least. Nothing that was a substantial thing. That's why they didn't bring back the directors and the writers for the second movie. But fans out there like Alita, and they want to see more of it, and they should see more of it. So coming over here to the numbers.com, giving us an idea, an overview of Alita, we can kind of see here why we may be in a little bit of trouble for wanting to get a sequel. So showing us that worldwide it performed with $402 million. And again, the other article's like, oh, it underperformed. That's not bad. But home video wise, at least for what it's showing us right now, is only at 18 million on home video. And that's not a lot. That's not a lot. And that is unfortunate. I think more people need to see this. It's not on streaming as far as I can tell. And it's something that should probably be on Hulu to build a bigger audience, because they're about ready to go international with that. And I think a lot of people would jump on. So that's why when I think if Disney is smart, Disney will look at the profitability off of the movie and go, let's lower the budget a bit, and we'll do a movie for Disney Plus or for Hulu, and we'll go back into that world that way. Now, that may not be what Jim Cameron wants. James Cameron may want something totally different. Remember, he's the one who oversaw the project. This is his baby. And so he's working on Avatar right now, and he may not, after this movie failed to perform as well as I think a lot of people, as well as it deserved, let's be realistic, as well as it deserved, and Terminator Dark Fate outright bombed, he probably is more focused on making Avatar 2 as good as he possibly can, and not focusing so much on getting this project done. And I don't want to be a naysayer or a negative Nancy or nothing like that, but there is a reality there that we need to look at, and that reality very much is that it may not happen the way that you want, which is really unfortunate. It's sad. I'd love to see this project come off the ground. I'd love to see multiple sequels, at least giving us the trilogy that James Cameron wanted to do. And part of me hopes that he would take the money that he has, if he cared that much, and self-finance, or at least put up enough to warrant other investors getting on board, But at the end of the day, Cameron is a guy who's going to push his envelope forward. And I'm sure he's proud of this movie. He talked nothing but good things about Rodriguez, where he kind of threw Tim Miller under the bus. So I would say the likelihood of an Alita sequel is far bigger, far greater than Terminator Dark Fate 2, or whatever is going to be coming next, is most likely that. So anyway, oh my God, I don't know, guys. I really wish we had more to go on here. I really wish that Disney would give us some kind of answer. But they are clearly aware of it at this point. They have to be. And if not, then they're not paying attention. So look, what there should be, let me just be realistic on this. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. What should happen? What should realistically happen is, if you want Alita 2 to happen, you need to go buy copies of it on home video for your family and for friends, right? Do you have a friend who's got a birthday coming up? Bam, pop them a copy of Alita off of Amazon, right? you can get the Blu-ray right now in the 4K Ultra HD right now for $20. Look, you can get the Blu-ray for $12 or the 4K for $20. All right. And all of this ends up going towards the sales, towards this movie at the end of the day. And this is, look, you get the Blu-ray 3D, the 4K Ultra 3D, the Blu-ray, and the digital code. That gives you 4 copies of the movie for $20.74. Right? Just saying. If you want to see this as a reality, that's what you have to do. But let me warn you on this one. They did try that with Dredd way back in 2013, where fans came out in droves to buy digital copies of Dredd on iTunes and other platforms in order to make sure that the film was financially successful enough in order to warrant a sequel. And yet it's been almost 8 years and there's been no movement on a sequel that we really know of outside of the Amazon show Mega City 1, and that's about it. So this is something you can do that is moderately inexpensive. You give the gift of ALITA and people can watch it who haven't seen it before and maybe add one more to the ranks of the ALITA army. Anyway, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know down in the comments below. I will talk to you all later. Have yourself a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out. Hey, thank you very much for watching the video. If you want to keep the conversation going, and if you've made it this far, you clearly do, come on in and join the Discord. Link is in the video description. Can't wait to see you there. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.